next year we'll see what's possible, right? I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah,
they're never going to let up.
So far, it's been evolving season for season, so it's always a little bit interesting to see what the Fragbite guys are kind of going to come up with. But now we're in the game. So welcome to the show, everyone. This is Isak versus Copenhagen Wolves. Loser here is going to go to the lower bracket. Winner is going to play in the consolidation match tomorrow. But this is the best of 3 game. We're just going live now. Copenhagen Wolves going to get to start on the terrorist side, and it will be Isak on the CT side. So yeah, again, welcome everyone, and hope you guys are going to join us in all the upcoming weeks and days, and even almost a month here going on.
Yeah, it's going to be a month of CS, basically 4 days a week going through and through. So it's exciting times, guys. Lots of good CS every night. But now let's see how Copenhagen Wolves are going to evolve their game here. And it looks like it's going to be the B rush. After all, they didn't catch anybody peeking, but so far, MupsG with some quick footwork is going to manage to slow them down long enough for Kerrigan to get a double kill. He saves it for Copenhagen Wolves, and Freeze can't even stop the plant.
No, that's got to be really frustrating here. Now they're even in some really good after-plant position. As long as Kerrigan stays alive and these two people are in the checkered room, it's going to be really hard, I think, for Isak to get back in. Now, they do have the one kit and a flashbang as well. Right now, they're wasting an incredible amount of time just waiting around here, and I don't think they have that time. They got to go now, right here, and it's going to be Freeze opening up with the first kill here. Kerbu coming in. So actually, that leaves them in a pretty good position. They just got to take down Kerrigan, who's doing his best to play hide and seek with the Glock in the back here. They're finally going to pick up the kill.
Gosh, man, it's going to be cutting it close.
They got it, I think.
They got it, just barely.
Woo. Good retake from Isak. Actually, I was really worried when they were wasting all that time, but it turns out they had it planned down to the very last second.
Yeah, to the T. And that crossfire setup in checkered was really nicely done there by Isak. The man dropping down from Sky gets actually the guy holding vents in the back, and that angle set it up so that the man holding vents couldn't even. No, I mean the man holding vents, basically watching his back, couldn't shoot because the man holding vents was in front of him. And I know that sounds like quite a confusing situation, but basically there was one guy standing in front of the other, stopping him from saving him. It wasn't a very fun situation to be in, but that was actually a really nicely done there by Isak. And keeping Barry alive with the kid as well, basically. Barry staying alive and just making sure that he was on that site on top of that bomb ASAP, because that kit was key.
Oh, Kebi caught reloading. That is not a good situation. Barry got to be careful as well, trying to hide at the edge of the smoke, and he's going to be able to because he's got a little bit of backup here. He's pretty low on health, and Copenhagen Wolves are going to be allowed to put the bomb down, which is already a little bit of a let go from Isak's side. Now they just need to make sure they can actually retake it here, and they should be able to.
Shot there by Barry. Catches Pimp before he can get behind the forklift. Kerrigan is on high, however, with the deagle, but not for long. And all in all, this is actually a very good recovery here by Isak. They're going to get rid of that. Freeze doesn't want to hold on to that scout. Manages to save the rifle. And pretty much this is about as good as it gets here for Isak from that situation. They only drop Kjerby. Sure, a plant happens, but they're able to hold on to the majority of their gear, and they aren't going to spend too much money re-upping here. Whereas Copenhagen Wolves, because they actually get that plant, and they didn't go for a Kevlar buy, they're able to actually get one here. Well, they had the plant and the pistol as well, so double plant for Copenhagen. That's actually really good.
Yeah, but it gives them an AWP and Nico that he wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise, or at least he would have had to have gone for no grenades. It's still a glass cannon mode here, but I think it might be worth it. They're going to try and boost him up. That's really dangerous, because if they throw grenades over here, which is not uncommon, and actually it's just a flashbang. If they throw an HE grenade on Nico here without the body armor, that's going to do tremendous damage to him.
Or they could nade him into oblivion. That would be brutal. Nico, we're going to see how quick he is here. There's a man boosted up in events as well. This is going to be a bit of an opportunity. Zanser, seeing as how he now knows that Freeze is up there on the boost spot. Well, not Freeze, but Nico, rather. Freeze is over on short for Isak.
Freeze looking for a bit of a pick-off on somebody, but just spots a few people out. Sansi is going to almost go for the re-peek, and you can see the bullets on the wall behind him. Nico, instant aim punch there as he gets shot in the chest and is down to 61, and that's the issue with not having that body armor. It really makes a big difference. MupsG here, though, 18 bullets left in the FAMAS. Not exactly a great position. He's going to go down. Glaive will pick up that kill. Barry's going to be smoked off as well, and he's trying for some blind shots through, and he's not really connecting all that much, so now Isak are actually... Oh, the grenade. Is it going to be quick enough? No, Glaive is going to get the bomb down before. If he had got that grenade in before Glaive puts the bomb down, that buys so much more time for Isak to try for the retake.
Exactly. It allows him to get into position a bit better here. Kjerby, however, gets headshot as well. That certainly isn't going to help things. He does land a nade on Pimp, however. Brings it back to a 3-on-3, but they're starting to run a little bit low on time here, Isak. They have to start moving in, and good spray control there from Barry. Consistently playing well for his team so far.
Yeah, Nico with a good pick off here. Freeze is going to be running up close. He takes down the one, and now he has to hide on the corner, but He can't defuse it through. There it is. Finally holds down. Nico puts one shot through, freezes the life, and Nico will pick up that second kill just as the bomb goes up. That was very, very close. That could have gone either way. 2 shots through is what it took. First one from 73 down to 15. Oh, what a way to start.
That was way too close. Way too close. But now at least Copenhagen Wolves, they're on the board. Isak still had enough money to go ahead for a buy here, even after all of that. And Copenhagen Wolves, that was still a very expensive round. I mean, they lost the AWP for Nico. They lost most of their gear, basically. Look at this. They can only really afford to buy a few AKs. Very limited nades here on the T side. So Isak, they still have the firepower on their side. We're going to have to see if they can weather the storm. This is about to, I mean, it's about to just break on the A site right now. Although, look at Freeze. He's getting counter boosted up into mid. No way of knowing that they're down in A main right now, though.
No, but he's checking. If he looks over now, he's not going to see a single person, and that in itself is really unusual. That should give them a clue that there's something going on now. If they could only check outside B, if the guy in B right now, with actually 2 people in B, they boosted up in B. You see they just boosted, so they know no one's outside B either. They should be making a rotation in Isak. They've got so much information just off of these 2 plays. This is actually pretty crucial CT side play right here, but Barry goes down with the opening. Nico with the follow-up headshot. And that still leaves Isak in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah, they're just going to get picked off as they rotate in at this point. Copenhagen Wolves just way too much too quickly onto that site.
If we look at the window over here in B, that's been shot out. And that's actually the really crucial difference here. Because they were looking out into Toxic.
Basically, this is what we're talking about right now. Free flow, free flying time. There we go. Yeah. If we look over to the right here, there we go. That window is what we're talking about right now.
This is why they were boosting up.
You look out into Toxic. They weren't boosting up here. Basically, you have a very limited view because you're just a little bit lower. So you're just seeing to the end here of Toxic. So, you know, that's kind of like safe information, I guess, that Isak are trying to get. They're like, okay, we don't see anybody in the back of Toxic, and we don't really see or hear anybody rotating around through Garage with Freeze, right? So you're either thinking they're right outside of B, the main B entrance, or they're just outside of A. It's one or the other. And Isak, they did put 2 guys on the A site, but it just wasn't quick enough. It wasn't enough to be able to stop that.
I think they could have reasonably well made a pretty quick rotation towards A with the amount of information they had. But Mupsg flashing up, pushing really close here with the FAMAS. Could have maybe got pick off. Actually, almost gets 2 kills here. Sands with the follow-up and doing some reasonable damage. Free still hiding inside here with the USPS in hand. And the... Oh my god, wow. He was sent flying. Points for... Well, that's a stunt bonus, isn't it, almost?
Yeah, man, that was really impressive. Sometimes that happens. You're just like, how?
I'm really happy. I wish it would happen even more.
Do the physics. You want just like 0 gravity, right? Like you shoot the guy and he just goes flying off at infinitum.
Well, they're going to be pushing into the A bomb site, and they got the bomb with them here. So, Kevin Freeze, they have the 2 rifles. So we're retaking the bomb site. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, this is awkward. That was kind of awkward. All right, Freeze will get the kill. KGB kind of getting caught out in the open there. That's only a Galil there for Freeze, so he's not going to want to trade his M4 for it, but they do know where Freeze is at this point, lurking, so they could potentially go out and hunt him. Copenhagen Wolves should have enough money to be able to rebuy these rifles as well, so no real reason not to be out hunting Freeze, trying to get that money off of him. Because there's still 3,500 value right now on Freeze alone.
They actually have 2 grenades. If they grenade the vents randomly, that'd be funny, but right now he's thinking of other places here, Glaive, trying to check as many as he can, and he's going to be going down to it, so considering the starting point, Isak did reasonably well. Oh, do we have it in slow motion?
Oh. There it is. I mean, that's just a basic. Oh, he actually goes off the pipe as well.
That has to be one of the most cinematic moments so far. Beautiful.
You know, the thing is that Terrace was actually, you know, he won a gold medal for high jumping.
It's like
in his, you know, in high school, basically, you know. Like,
my people need me. I'm gone. All right, the Copenhagen Wolves back in a pretty decent position. Isak have managed to buy up here. They did save the 1 rifle, and they don't have that many grenades, but I think they're going to be able to manage either way. Cajun B sneaking his way up close to the middle. And actually, this is a lot further than you should be allowed to go as a terrorist before somebody spots you. Probably going to give a really big opening here for Copenhagen Wolves. I don't think Isak have any way of knowing that this is going on right now, and they're boosting inside the A-bomb side. He's going to catch the first guy here. Should be winning this fight, and there's an instant headshot, and that leaves the last guy over there in a really bad spot.
Yeah, exactly. He only just got up there as well, so they might even know that Barry is waiting right around this corner. only one way to get up on that box, and somebody has to put you there. This could be a big opportunity for Copenhagen Wolves to get the remainder of the defense, but then they just allow Barry to walk in and get a double kill. Freeze comes out of nowhere with the AWP, picks one off on short as well, and this is now turning into a bit of an interesting situation here. Isak have got the man advantage.
Yeah, Sanseer picking off Cajun, very poorly handled by Copenhagen Wolves, and Pimp in a 1-on-3, still got 33 seconds left. But if he walks in here, yeah, he's getting shot at from either angle. How is this going to work out?
Where are the shots?
And the one thing he can't do is stay in here, because they're going to come and find him with only 15 seconds left. He has to either go and die and try and fight and kill as many as he can, or he has to, yeah, die before the time runs out here.
He has to kill them all. It's another option.
Yeah.
That option, least likely of all. Still, I mean, managing to take a man with him, so that's actually not too bad there for Pimp. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be a buy situation here for the T side because they didn't get a plant, they didn't get the round. They only really have Cajun with a lot of money on their side, so it will be a round of eco here. But Isak actually doing a pretty decent job. I'm curious if Copenhagen Wolves are just going to try and YOLO somewhere and get the plant. And it does look like they're gathering up outside of B. Zanser throws that smoke down, so Copenhagen Wolves are going to get really close. And they could just try and go running right through the smoke. And there you go. Flash to lead the way. And Zanser already picking off the first man. Kerrigan gets taken out fairly quickly there. Zanser dropping the bomb carrier and then getting caught on the edge. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, no real reason he pushed up. But as long as they only lose him, I think it's going to be all right anyway here. Yep, Pimp goes down. Barry holding on to it with the last kill. And still nicely handled by Isak. Those two flashbangs from Copenhagen Wolves didn't really do anything. But it's still a nice idea. I still think it's worth it to invest a couple of $100 into a round like that. Hope for the best. What if you caught someone off really close? Kill him, pick up an AK, and keep running.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, opportunity.
Can't win the lottery if you don't buy tickets, Amla.
Yeah. Or the raffle. You don't like the button on Facebook? No! Okay. Well, where is this going here? That was some interesting play going off of spawns. Oh, that's cheeky. Kerrigan was actually looking up there. He had no idea that was about to happen. But that was Mupsg just jumping. He got up onto the boxes and just goes for a jump, and he actually spotted out Kerrigan. So great information there for Isak. That's a time when he actually got some info off of that play. Now, did Mupsg just get, or Kjerby just get flashed into A main? I think he did.
Yeah, he picks up the one kill. It does get traded on pretty quickly here. Still plenty of time for Copenhagen Wolves to make a move, and the bomb is sort of making its way back towards the middle, so it makes you wonder what they're aiming for here on the terrorist side. Freeze can't really see a thing with that smoke. It looks like they're actually wrapping all the way back around B, so Mups is already here. He's going to need a little bit of backup, but ooh, that first kill and almost the second kill on Cajun as well. And with only 35 seconds, that flash actually failed, and that's a big deal. That would have bought a little bit more time, I think, here for Isak to get into place.
Yeah, and Cajun knows there's somebody up on Hupper now. They're going to be able to just try and stop this, either pick him off or stop him from stopping that bomb plant. Now Copenhagen Wolves should be able to get the plant fairly easily here. 3-on-2 situation. Freeze is still alive with the AWP, but it's not the best weapon to retake with. And his mate Zanser is so low at this point. It's not looking very good here for Isak, especially if Pimp is holding around that corner. As soon as Freeze shows himself, he's going to get shot in the side. And yeah, Isak making the right call in this position. Triangle Adun is set up, and they should be able to just back.
Yeah, except they just run out without looking back, so I'm not really sure why they wouldn't just keep a little bit of an eye on it. And the rest of Copenhagen Wolves run out the other side, so at least Freeze will save the AWP, but running away was definitely the right move. I'm just not sure the I don't know, the style in running away they had. The retreat, a little bit too confident maybe that no one would follow them.
Oh, perhaps thinking the Copenhagen Wolves are already on the other side. I mean, Copenhagen Wolves are definitely going to be holding close like that, or at least one guy. I know that was a bit of an awkward position.
So the score is equalized, and we're back into a 4-on-4, and it's going to be the 9th round coming up. Freeze still with that AWP ready for it, and Glaive is going to go down. It's a really good angle.
Yeah, that's actually not a very common spot on the other side of the box like that, or basically on the ground. Taking that shot, that was a very quick flick there by Freeze, and it's good to see him actually landing those shots. Oh. And this time around, Mupsg, he gets boosted up, and he gets a shot on Kerrigan. So I'm wondering if Kerrigan wasn't prepared, and he isn't going to be a little miffed in that situation, because I'm sure he was probably watching up there.
He's no cat, but I'm pretty sure it was still curiosity that just killed him. He was like, are they going to do it again? Is there going to be someone jumping? And
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Sanseer here actually in a very, very bad corner for himself, and he's going to go down. Pimp with that opening headshot. He's going to leave Mops alone, and the backup is pretty far away. If they went quick for him here, they'd catch him all on his own, but they're not really sure, so they're waiting around, and that is going to work great in favor of Isak. Now, they're pretty much all in place here, and they're trapped in. Mops does go down, but it might be too late anyway. Oh, that second shot on Freeze. Cajun doing a lot of work here. Barry comes in with the backstab on Pimp through the vet. It's still a 2-on-2 with Cajun on life support. It's going to go down. Kirby helps him out of this world, and now Nico is going to be in a 1-on-2.
Oh, very cool flash, but it's not going to be nearly enough here. Flash is just raining in. Isak trying to blind Nico, but he's holding from the correct angle, and he's managing to use these boxes basically to block off the nades. It's a 1v2 retake. He's not going to live through it. Kirby gets the job done, but Barry only living on 1 HP. Way too close for comfort here. Copenhagen Wolves, they weren't too far off the mark. They were very close to taking this round.
That they were. I don't know. Those 2 kills from Cajun really making a big difference here. And this is nice. Just the perfect angle for it. Worth noticing that Copenhagen Wolves did not, in fact, flash or smoke their way into the middle at all that round. So that's something you usually see, but you cannot do it if you just, you're hoping to catch the other team off guard. Those flashes and smokes are also generally signals that you're trying to make something happen in there. So sometimes you want to go in without signaling too much.
Yeah, make as little noise as possible. I mean, that's the thing. It's called being the sneaky snake in the grass. You're trying to sneak your way in there, basically leave as little time to react as possible for the defense. And this time around, well, it didn't really play out that way.
Yeah, there's a boxing term for it called telegraphing your moves.
Telegraphing your punch, yeah.
Yeah, which is something that's actually really hard to unlearn once you've spent your first couple of, years punching a bag and getting the right weight into your punch and all that stuff. Then you have to spend the next couple of years unlearning all those signals and all that telegraphing. That's not easy. Freeze will pick up the first kill here, and just pistols on the terrace side here, with actually 2 deagles, and one of them is going to land a pretty great headshot on Sanseer. Then that's Kerrigan coming in with the 1 deag.
But B has been there, or bomb has been spotted on B side. However, Freeze has checked that out. Cajun is going to get another deagle shot onto Kirby. They're getting picked off left and right now, Isak. Cajun picks up another one. Barry rotates in through connector, and he's going to get caught. And now it's just Freeze alone. 1v4 with an AWP. Oh, really gets the quick shot onto Kerrigan there, but he can't find the follow-up, and this is now getting very difficult for him.
Actually,
what?
They got to move quick. All right, thankfully they do. That could have been such a dangerous position. If Freeze had somehow had a flashbang or anything he could have sort of thrown up to delay even a second, that could have been a full defuse straight on. But Copenhagen was reacting really quickly, and that's an eco round that they win and survive with 3 members. So they steal a bunch of rifles. They have so much money now, and Isak are actually ecoing. This has taken it from being sort of a fairly even game to now being Copenhagen Wolves quite a bit ahead. In spite of it being 5-5, because they're probably going to make it 6-5 here, and they'll have so much money going into the 12th round, I think this is a really big problem now for Isak.
This is where it starts to get out of control. Now KGB is turning this into a chicken shoot. Nade, bombardment. Nope, man's going to make it out of there in time. But he's the last man alive here. Kirby for Isak, just trying to hunt. They have picked up 1 kill. At Zanser's picked up 1 for Isak. So if he could find another one, that would be a pretty successful eco round out of Isak. But it's not looking likely here. Cajun rounds the corner and ends him. So Copenhagen Wolves 6 rounds on the board, and they are definitely looking good at this point. I mean, this is a CT-sided map, and you're thinking, okay, T-side should be picking up 5 rounds, between 5 and 6 rounds. We're not even at the end of the half here, and Copenhagen Wolves already have 6 rounds on their T side, and they have plenty of money to keep buying if they were to lose. So Isak, they're not out of the woods by a long shot.
No, this is getting really scary in my opinion. So they gotta hold on to it. I really like to see Isak make this 9-6 here, just deny the rest of the rounds to Copenhagen Wolves and come up with a strong finish at the end here. Kirby with a little bit of a shoulder peek, just quickly taking a look. That's good news, but he still needs backup to get out of this corner. Actually, the smoke's gonna help him. So he does just get grenaded down to 30. There's actually still a lot of damage sustained. And that's because they spotted him. That smoke, I mean, I don't know. They needed to move faster, essentially.
It seems like it. Seems like Copenhagen Wolves are looking to see if they can't flip this around. Isak are spread out in a straight line across the map, in fact. That's interesting. Where is... I mean, the man is up in connector right now, it seems.
Yeah.
No, he's up on upper right now. So
Wondering if they're going to go for a split push to B here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Mupsg is going to be crucial for this. He's waiting in checkered in the back corner. So if anybody were to come in through mid, if Freeze goes down and Copenhagen Wolves make a play for mid.
Oh, Freeze missing that timing by just a second, and I think he knows what's going on. He hears them in the vent as well, so now the push is on, and they got to defend this really well here. They can't lose this round, Isak. That would be horrendous. KGB with the opening kill in the bomb site, and Sansi is going to come in and actually does a fair amount of damage and buys a little bit of time. Freeze comes in with a double, and that's going to work out great here for the CT side. Glaive falls down, Barry with the final kill, but Isak managing to pick up the round, and that's good news.
Yeah, stabilizing there.
10,000 on Pimp as a result of winning that eco round that just did so much for their economy.
Well, that's this. I mean, that's the thing. Now they're gonna. I mean, they should still. Well, actually, it might be pushing it a little bit. I mean, maybe next round if they were to lose it, Pimp can drop a couple of rifles for his mates, but Copenhagen Wolves can still keep the pressure. I imagine they're just gonna eco one and then buy for the last.
Yeah, I guess it depends a little bit on how
things pan out here.
How crazy they're feeling, right?
Well, I mean, still Isak. Not too many nades, but still reasonably good gear on their side. So Copenhagen Wolves, it looks like they are kind of just amping up right now for a bit of an A play. The bomb is waiting around A main. Nico's got the corner. Solid defense here, however, for Isak, with 2 guys holding solid on the site and 1 on short. So there is good crossfire potential here for the CT side.
Smoke goes out. Freeze, yeah. Is he going to be flashed out a little bit here, but he still has time to re-peek, and that's a great opening. Glaive is gone already. Freeze will pick up the second one. And that kind of, I mean, now Copenhagen Wolves, they've made no progress at all. They've just lost 2 people for no apparent reason.
Yeah. One after the other, not finding Freeze. Good movement from Freeze. Changing it up, and there you go. That crossfire. Kjærby is going to stop Nico from getting behind the forklift. Nico, well, Kjærby. Double kill for him, triple kill for Freeze, and that's a very solid A defense right there. That's going to wake everything up. Isak now, 2 rounds left, but yeah, there you go. Freeze the first one and gets around that box very quickly, and you can see KGB hunting for him, but Freeze just too quick that time. Really nicely done by him. Good individual play.
Copenhagen Wolves did force it up in this round, so they feel like if we win this round, well, we can't quite force a Nico. Isak are obviously going to force it up anyway, but they'll have a decent amount of money anyway, the CT side, if they lose this one. And look at Nico. He's lining up the shot. He's getting ready to stand up and go for the peek, and actually then falls off the box.
That's awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's there, though. I think he fell out of the apple tree, but don't worry. His pop was there to put him back up there again.
Now Nico definitely knows where Freeze is, so here's the battle, and Freeze comes out big on top. Nico missed the shot entirely, and Freeze got the angle right through the wall up there. Pretty cool. Glaive is going to be next in line. They just want to feed more people to Freeze at this point.
Yeah, Freeze also can't be hit. You can't touch him. Like, that's 2 shots now that don't go anywhere near him. But there we go. You have to get point blank. It's going to be Glaive who manages to find the headshot on Freeze. That's going to open things up here. 4-on-4 situation now, but it does look like Copenhagen Wolves. They're going to be wrapping around for that B site. They've already got a man in the back flank, and KGB gets the drop on 1. This is shaping up to be a perfect play here for Copenhagen Wolves. They could potentially catch Zanser out, except that Glaive decides to go on upper.
Yeah, seemed like if he had just come in from behind, that would have been great. And Sans here, who lives for another few seconds here, picks up the first kill and going to get a second one too. So Copenhagen Wolves from a 4-on-3 into losing the round here as Glaive goes down. Kjærby with the last kill, and I don't know. That was it's a great opening from Glaive. That scout headshot in the middle, that had to be a headshot for Freeze to go down. So it worked really well, but it just still wasn't enough. 6-8, and Isak, they were a lot in the driver's seat right here. Auto Sniper AWP, 2 AWPs against the Galil and a scout.
Yeah, they've stabilized very nicely here, Isak. Yeah. Bit of a mixed situation there. Zanser staying alive, but also Glaive kind of just committing to going out on upper. And, speak of the devil, Zanser takes out Kerrigan to start with one of those AWPs. Freeze has got his own. They're lurking on the other side of that smoke right now. Freeze, he's just going to put shots randomly through. He comes so close to hitting that first one.
Really scary. They do have armor, but not all of them have armor, and he's going to pick up a second one here. Goes for a second kill. See if he can pick it up, but either way, feels like Isak have got this 9th round in the bag. Look at how low they are on health here, 10 and 20. Not sure if they can easily make it out, although they have somehow brought it back into a 2-on-2, which is still pretty cool.
Scout is OP, clearly. Pimp has got a Scar 20 to work with as well.
And he's got the bomb site. He just doesn't have the bomb.
Yeah, that's the problem. Look at Look at Cajun's position over here in Garage. They're just waiting to see if anybody's going to rotate through right now. If anybody's going to be pushing in from the B side. There is a man on that site right now. That's MupsG over there on the B site. But Isak aren't pushing at all. They're playing the clock. They expect this to be a B play fully, which is interesting enough, seeing as how Pimp has cleared out the A site. So they could be...
Yeah, they got to be a little bit careful here. Luckily for them, the one guy who has a Molotov that could potentially delay or even kill someone because they're so low. He's all the way at the other bomb site, so it's going to be Sans here, the closest guy to the bomb site. 10 seconds left, and they're obviously going to be able to put the bomb down in time. Sans here moving up, and that's a really nice shot on Pimp. Quick reactions. So Cajun, he could take down Sans here and make it a one-on-one. That would be impressive all on its own, but he misses the first shot here, gets a second chance, and is going to pick that one up. Cajun pulls out, still hasn't picked up a second shot, jumps with it. MupsG definitely has the advantage still.
Absolutely, except, oh, he gets the shot off first as well, Cajun. Those reactions from him tags MupsG down to 50 HP, and Mups just there in the nick of time to stop that bomb from going boom. Isak are going to walk out of that with 9 rounds, but that was really nicely done there by Zancer. He takes the hit from Pimp, but still lands the shot. Scar 20 versus AWP. 1 shot versus 2 shots.
Yeah.
I mean, still, that is still a 9-6 scoreline here. Isak shaping up to be a fair contender. If they can pick up the pistol round here in the second half, we've got a real match on our hands.
Yeah, this is kind of even territory. 9-6, 10-5, anything like that is fair game. I think if Copenhagen Wolves had got up to 7 rounds on the first half, that would have been a little bit too much. So I think Isak should be fairly happy with the situation. Now, the big question is if they can win the follow-up pistol round here. So we're going into it already. Carrigan, merciless, sends Kirby straight to his grave, and he's going to go for a second peek here. They're coming a little bit too close here for comfort. These Glocks are even more dangerous in close range, but he's getting back up. Glaive being the ultimate captain, saving his troops here, and finally something is working for Isak. They're getting a few kills in, still back into a 2-1-3. Freeze out of bullets, and now backup is coming in from the terror side, also the CT side, and it's going to be Copenhagen Wolves winning it. Looked like there was a big opening, but it's Glaive, in fact, who ends up with 3 kills in that pistol round.
Yeah, really impressive play there by Glaive, but also by Kerrigan. I mean, Cajun staying alive that long behind the boxes. I mean, Glaive saved him at the end, but that one save, you would think, okay, Cajun, he's gone instantly. He's done.
That was
he's
Kerrigan,
not gonna be
actually.
Here. It was Kerrigan who was alive. Yeah, okay, Kerrigan, that's right. He got the one, and then he got overwhelmed.
Yeah, man, but you're right. That was hugely important. That again, that delayed Isak so much actually getting into the site to the point where they never got the bomb down. So as a result, they're on scout, deagle, CSET, 75, a little bit of everything on this terror side.
Yeah, variety's the spice of life. I mean, let's see. Pimp waiting in this corner, though. He's about to get caught. I mean, that smoke is going to clear just barely enough to be able to see through and pick off MupsG. Still waiting to see exactly how Isak are going to play this out, though. It looks like they're just kind of set up to see if anybody's going to be pushing out aggressively. Unfortunately for them, they've missed Kerrigan, so if they were to run around there, that would end sourly. But nobody over on the A side of things for Isak. It's all about this B site soon.
Did we just catch Freeze wall hacking? Because I swear
Clearly.
he just put a shot right through that wall, dead center on it. He's still going to go down here to Glaive. So now Sans here and the rest moving in, and actually Kirby will open up on Cajun. That gives them a chance to put the bomb down, which is a bit of a slip up here from Copenhagen Wolves. In fact, we're back into a 2-on-2. Bomb is going to go down here. Sans here looking for the 1D. He should just take his time to reload here, because he could do that, but he's going to go down, and so will Kirby. So they retake the bomb site here, but that's an expensive round from Copenhagen Wolves. Much too expensive.
Much too expensive. I mean, you're losing 3 guys and a plant to Isak eSports. That's not good enough.
They're gonna need that money later, because if they win this, they can go and celebrate and just go for a McHeaton's all around. But not if they spend their money on rifles. Which would you rather have?
Oh man, come on! Is that even a question? McHeaton every day.
Though it's hard to kill people with McHeaton's. That's the problem.
Oh, it's just slower. That's all.
Takes a longer time.
Still, Copenhagen Wolves, they managed to... I mean, the one thing is that they do manage to actually secure the round. And as far as they're concerned, if they can run it back, get it to 9-9 before Isak have guns, that's a good situation for them. Cajun going to get completely overwhelmed, and they're going to lose everybody here on the B side. It's going to come down to the rotation now in CT spawn.
Yeah, position's not working out so well for Copenhagen Wolves. Bomb is going to go down as well. Could still have a pretty decent chance of retaking it, but if they lose one more guy here, that's going to be a huge issue. Already very low on health. And Nico pushing in from lower. And another kill comes in from Carrigan. And actually, Freeze will pick up one more, so it's still a 2-on-1 here. Kjaerbye's kind of out of position to stop them from defusing. But it has to be Glaive who's in here. He's the one who has the kit, and he's going to go down. No kit now. They're going to have to retake, and they should have enough time anyway. But Copenhagen Wolves in a very scary position. That kit being dropped on top means Carrigan couldn't even go and pick it up. If they had waited just 2 more seconds here, if somehow Kjaerbye had actually been able to hide, that's just horrifying.
It's really scary. If he'd have stayed in the smoke just a second longer.
Yeah.
That would have been it. But then you never know. He could have. He hears the guy going on the defuse, so he knows he needs to get in there fast.
Yeah. He doesn't know if that guy's a kit either. So.
Exactly. Luckily enough for him, though, he's also managed to. He picks up the guy on upper fairly quickly there. So still managing to take another kill. I mean, 4 guys lost at the Copenhagen Wolves. Again, just way too expensive an anti-eco round. So that kind of makes you wonder how well Copenhagen Wolves are going to cope now that Isak have got rifles. So 19th round bye here for Isak, and this is the important one.
It should mean that if Copenhagen Wolves actually lose this round, Isak's probably going to force them to eco. You know, if Isak just make it 10-9 here, I don't think Copenhagen Wolves are going to have enough money.
No, they shouldn't, at least. They shouldn't, unless, you know, all of a sudden Freeze. No, this is gonna be Copenhagen Wolves basically fighting for the momentum on this map. This is such an important round because of that. The money basically means that whoever loses this, they're gonna be ecoing. So it's all or nothing right now. And Copenhagen Wolves haven't given us a whole lot to be confident about in the first few rounds of this half.
So pretty standard play coming out from Isak, just like we saw on the Copenhagen Wolves terrorist side, just boosting up in the middle here, trying to see if they can get an early pick off on somebody, but CT side's playing it very defensively, and over at the A bomb side, it's actually not that impressive of a setup here. 2 people could be enough, but if one goes down, I think it's going to be a pretty easy plant here for Isak, and they're already moving in. Backup's pretty far away, so these 2 people have to stand strong, and Carrigan goes down. Glaive is next in line. Barry with a very easy opening, and actually, even with 2 people there, those were really weak positions from Copenhagen Wolves. No crossfire. They were sort of both right behind each other, on top of each other in that bomb site. Yeah. The only way that makes sense is if we see a boost where you actually look over the container. You can do that, but they weren't even doing that. I think actually they were sort of getting caught discussing, you know, what they were about to do. I think they were setting up, essentially.
Yeah, they could have been setting up for a number of things. They could have smoked it off and got the boost in. They could have actually got to the back of the site. I mean, there's a number of positions you can take. That just so happens that Copenhagen Wolves, they kind of just got bogged down on that site.
Yeah, but the bad thing is that should never happen. You could, if that was like a straight rush from Isak, maybe you could, you know, excuse Copenhagen Wolves and say, okay, they weren't ready for that kind of rush. But this happened really late in the round. So, sloppy play actually from Copenhagen Wolves, another way to put it.
That's right.
But Isak with a really great opening, no doubt.
Well, Isak, I mean, we've seen what they're capable of. Their T side is actually looking pretty good. I mean, they've managed to do tremendous amounts of damage to Copenhagen Wolves, even just with pistols. So now Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, sure, they've got rifles, but they've only got the 3 rifles that they saved up from the last round. 2 guys just forcing it up right now to even things out with the money. Copenhagen, Nico not having the best of luck with his AWP.
Not just yet, no. So 10-9, and definitely a scary situation. I mean, the silver lining that, yes, you're right, it is that they saved those 3 rifles, so that gives them a little bit of an opening. But it's pretty much the same round being played here from Isak once again, just going for the boost. This difference is that on the CT side, they've moved up pretty aggressively towards the A bomb side. One guy hiding in a corner that's really forward, and that's Carrigan. And this could be a really, I mean, he could really open up the map a lot. If he gets this kill this far forward, it's also going to mean that Isak's probably going to be playing really defensively. They're going to slow down even more.
Look at this forward position right now. This could be really interesting here. Cajun out in mid. He's going to get caught by Freeze, but look at Carrigan. He's set to just flank behind, and somehow Freeze doesn't hear him stepping. Probably thinking it was a mate, and Carrigan with a double kill puts that 5-7 to work.
That's
this is
the bomb
fantastic.
down as well. That drops the bomb, so now they know a lot about what's going on here. It's just 25 seconds left. Santier finally picks it up, but Nico manages to connect with an AWP shot. And not sure if there's anything Santier can do anymore. Just a really good position from Carrigan.
Yeah, 15 seconds left. He doesn't even have time. He has the bomb, so he could try and rush down. Exactly. He could try and rush down Carrigan here. But with 9 seconds left, 8 seconds, he's just not going to have the time to get on that site.
No.
It's not possible. Oh, he's still managing to get the kills in, though. This is big. Even if he doesn't have time to get the kills, or I mean, to get this bomb plant, he's still done great damage. He got 2 kills more, which means that, I mean, again, Copenhagen Wolves aren't going to be able to start building that bank. It's just going to be them trying to spend whatever they can here in this round.
Yeah, what a close round. And the fact is, that position would have been good for Carrigan, even if he hadn't gone aggressive. I mean, if they had been pushing him instead of the opposite way. So that works on just a number of levels. Fine movement. So, Isak, are they back to basics again? Are we going to see... Well, actually, this time they're not holding B at all, which means if somebody from Copenhagen Wolves was pushing out aggressively, they'd be able to get some information here. But I'm thinking Isak probably going to go a lot more fast this time, because they've been playing the last 2 rounds really slowly, and it hasn't worked out so well for them. So now, yeah, they're ready to speed it up already here. Cajun with a really nice double spray down, but the return is there quickly. Carrigan will get another one, and there's a lot of trading going back and forth, and we end up in a 2-on-2 with the bomb going down, and Nico completely smoked out here.
Totally, man. He might as well be hotboxing. And this is now going to be the split position right now. Pimp is working his way in through A main. This could be a very interesting position, however. But they aren't in... Is he going to find the angle? I mean, right now, Isak, they're kind of lurking, but they have their backs turned to him. Him stepping, however, is giving away his position. Nico finds one. And it's now going to be down to the last man on this side, Kirby, and they walk around. Pimp doesn't spot him, and Kirby gets the double spray. Double headshot for him. He catches them looking the wrong way, and it's a quad kill total. Fantastic work there by Kirby, saving his team.
He checked almost that whole bomb site, except that tiny corner by the box, and... yeah, the devil's in the detail of this time. Kirby was 11-10, moving right into the 22nd round, and that's going to be an eco for Copenhagen Wolves, because even though they won that last round, or the one before that, you know, it was one guy surviving. That's the big difference here. They've won some rounds in the second half, Copenhagen Wolves, but it's been way too close. Even the anti-ecos they've been playing have been close, so Isak are impressing me right now.
Yeah, it just seems like Copenhagen are just kind of struggling with their positions right now as well on the CT side. Not really managing to keep it together. Although Kerrigan somehow comes up with another kill with that 5-7. Will pick off Freeze. It really seems like Kerrigan, as far as the pistol rounds are concerned, he's the one doing the majority of the damage. Nico's going to get caught out. He's just in mid-connector. That's going to be Barry picking him up. So 4-on-4 situation. Advantage Isak, however. They have the rifles. Although Pimp, forward position in checkered right now, and Barry could be walking right into him. Pimp needs to have the right timing here, and he doesn't get it.
No, he's pretty much caught between a rock and a hard place. Cajun inside here, 13 bullets. This is going to be a little bit more than just difficult. Carrigan will go down, so no backup is coming either, and he's going to pick up the first kill. Can't get the second one, and Isak lose 2 people, but this is still pretty... this is acceptable. 12-10. They're only 4 rounds away from claiming the first map. You've got to remember this is a best of 3, and the second map is going to be Dust 2, where, I mean... even with Freeze AWPing really well, you got to remember Copenhagen Wolves have a little bit more AWPing power on that side, so I don't know. It's definitely not over, but Isak are already putting in a lot of hard work, I would say.
Coming up with the... Oh, okay, that banked off the wall. For some reason, I thought he just chucked that into the middle of talks. I was like, what?
Oh, attempted boost, counter boost, in fact, in the middle, and Glaive is sent flying. They were ready for it.
They were ready. Well... yeah, very careful play. They know that Copenhagen Wolves kind of have to throw curveballs here. They read the economy well. Isak, that is, managed to read the economy well. They figure out that Copenhagen are going to be ecoing. And when it comes down to ecos, anything is possible. So good passive play coming out here from Isak, basically letting Copenhagen Wolves walk into them. And then they get to just pick them apart at their leisure. They're going to get out onto the A site. And this is looking like a very easy round here for Isak.
Yeah. No real set strategy going into this one from the terrorist side. Just getting the openings, and once you have the openings, you try and do a count in your head and think, how many people could possibly be left on this A-bomb site? Really killed one guy in the middle. We've opened up one guy in the A-bomb site. Feels like, if they've just done a standard spread, it probably will commit to at most one more person in this A-bomb site. So pretty easy mathematics coming out here from Isak. And yeah, they're just doing really good work here. That's going to be a 3-round lead, and Copenhagen Wolves won't even have that much money going into the next round. They are going to be... you're going to be really low right now.
And they're going to catch the last man cat, who has been hanging around Basically pimp, looking for the exit. He's not going to get it, though. He gets denied, and it will be a buy round here for Copenhagen Wolves.
I'd actually love to see the CT side go for a bit of an aggressive push over at B. That's something they haven't really done, but you know, the 2 AWPs makes me think probably won't be that aggressive. Although, I mean, some teams do. We've seen Shoxy do it with on LDLC, for instance.
Exactly. He comes to mind when you think about the aggressive AWPing over there.
Yeah.
Nico holding in mid, looking towards that boost spot. Not going to find anybody just yet, but there's the other AWP. Kerrigan has it over on A, and he picks off Barry to start. And he does manage to make it out of there intact as well. So great opening here by Copenhagen Wolves. Nico, in the meantime, has picked off another guy. And I think that one was looking, he was kind of floating around in Squeak Door. So this so far has worked out perfectly here for Copenhagen Wolves. The double op play.
Yeah. We were just talking about the double op, and we were talking about, you know, Dust 2, and maybe we'd have to wait for that map. But Copenhagen Wolves are ready to show us some of that action. And this is around where the Wolves really need to come out nearly flawlessly. They can afford to drop maybe 1 guy, but they got to survive with at least 4 members alive right now. And it's looking likely as well. Freeze alone. Flashbang going to come in, and is it timed well enough? Hits right there. And Freeze does get a headshot on Cajun. That's infuriating. But still, they get the 4 people alive, and most importantly, they save both the AWPs. Now, there's a lot of money on the terrorist side. They can buy this round, and actually, I think 3 of their members, 4, are only really Kirby's actually, like, completely dead on money. So as long as they get a bomb plant, they can probably still force it up in the upcoming round.
They're going to be hard-pressed. They're going to be hard-pressed, but if they get a bomb plant, that extra $800 for everybody, that could make the difference.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a bit of a tricky situation. Nico also potentially exposed here at mid.
Yeah, good flashbangs to allow them to get much closer. And now he's got to be careful, because if he takes a fight and misses a shot, they're going to be right around the box from him. There will be Kerrigan opening up, and a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more mid-centered play coming out from Isak. They've been pushing the A-bomb side actually quite a lot, so I'm kind of glad that they're switching it up and deciding to go a little bit for middle. And they get control of the vents too, smoking off the main entrance from mid here. This is a nice opening into the map they've got.
And what can happen here is that they can wrap around in through B, and it looks like that's what they're gearing up to do. They've got the bomb making its way over there. Kerrigan has been picked off, but that still means that there's 2 guys defending on this B site. Glaive does manage to spot a man out towards mid-connector. That's Mups G trying to work his way back around there for Isak. Doesn't seem like Isak have committed quite yet as to where they want to go. And Cajun, he's already prepared.
Yeah, this is a really nice position. Easy for him to turn around from any flashbangs, and not going to be so easy for them to try and dig him out. But if they have enough, they actually don't have any grenades left, so as long as he doesn't show himself. Yeah, this is the right corner. The other one is the wrong corner, and there's the gun barrel spotted. But, oh, they can't catch him. He's still alive. He picks up a second one, too. And Nico there for the backup. Sansi is going to go down. That wasn't the intention, but it made it seem like Cajun was the ultimate bait. It's like showing his gun barrel, you know.
Like, I'm here, come get me.
Yeah.
And they even, I mean, they communicated it. Look, Barry, he's definitely telling Mups, you know, like, there's a guy in the corner right there.
That's ridiculous.
Because Mups is already checking that angle, and then...
If they had had a Molotov or anything like that, you know, they would have easily disposed of Cajun then. 13-12, and Copenhagen Wolves still staying alive, and Isak back on ecoing. So the momentum has switched the other way now. It's definitely Copenhagen Wolves that have the advantage, even being around down here. Smokes go off, grenades follow through, and Kerrigan will pick up the first kill. Goes for a second flick, but he's got a lot of backup here already.
Yeah, I'm glad that he actually switches out to that 5-7. Even if it isn't going to do it in the end, Nico is going to have to save him. They'll save him, get that frag. Still not a bad round here from Isak, getting 2 guys down on Copenhagen Wolves' side, but...
And one of them was the AWP, so they actually have to rebuy one of those rifles, but they will exchange it with an auto sniper instead. Okay. It's still really expensive. I mean, that's a lot of money thrown away from not being able to save the AWP.
It's like, yeah, exactly. 47.50 for the AWP, 5K for that scar 20, so... It's still an expensive round here for Copenhagen Wolves, but they still do have quite a bit of bank as well, keeping 3 guys alive, and a couple of them are floating around like 8 grand. So it's not the end of the world here for Copenhagen Wolves. It's just a very close situation because Isak now are the ones who are basically fighting to get Copenhagen Wolves down to an eco situation, whereas Copenhagen Wolves just have to maintain. They have to persevere in this position.
Yeah, and
they'll eventually bleed Isak out.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Isak going back to this standard play that they've been doing all along, because it's kind of proven to not work all that well. I mean, they got to 13 rounds, but then they've kind of hit the brick wall. I'd much rather try and see them go for a really aggressive B push, for instance. You can actually get really close to the B bomb site before anything else happens here, but they get a return kill, and a nice one from Kjaerbye. That might actually open up a little bit here. Glaive trying to fall back, hasn't sustained any damage yet. And still got 45 seconds. This 3-on-3. If they win it here, Isak, that'd be a big comeback.
He was just dancing. He knows. And that's going to open it up there. Pimp and Glaive managing a double team. Freeze, take him out in that crossfire. And now it's down to Kjerby and Zancer. Kjerby and Zancer just trying to find some kind of angle to work from here. But Kjerby is gone. Zancer as well. And Copenhagen Wolves collapse on them.
Yeah. It's been too standard. I think actually Isak are playing a little bit too predictably right now, especially because Copenhagen Wolves got the first kill over by the B-bomb site. And once they got that and they don't see anyone else, I'm pretty sure they too can recognize, oh, this is the standard play. They've got one guy sort of halfway covering B, they've got a couple of people in middle and a couple of people towards A. And eventually the rest are going to go to A, and by that time we already have made the full rotation. So it's really, I think a little bit more juice here for the Isak side now. They haven't actually brought up, so they might actually give the map point here to Copenhagen Wolves. Does that mean they want to fight for overtime? I guess it does.
That's exactly what it's going to be. Although that's not too bad a start. Kjerby's going to pick one up. Nico missing shots left and right, but he still manages to pick up the one kill. So 4-on-4 situation here. Cajun B once again in that position in checkered to stop them from coming out through vents. So if Isak decides to make that push, they're going to be in for a bit of a rotten surprise. This is still Isak just kind of spread out, looking like they might just try and go for that mid-defense play. And, well, that's what happens. Oh, Cajun actually got boosted up in the vents, so he was a step ahead.
So let's see what they're going to do. They had, I say the majority of the rounds have been just the completely standard spread here. They do pick up one AWP on Sansi. I'm wondering how far up spawned he is, if we can go into him really quick. Yeah, so he spawns really close to B. So this is like a positional play from them. They want to see if they can go and get the pick off really early, and this is a great idea. That spawn position means so much. He spots the guy jumping down, so he definitely knows. And actually, this could be the big opening, but the smoke is going to deny it for a little bit.
He's still trying to hunt. He's still trying to hunt. I love to see the double up. Only thing is, he needs to wait for this smoke to clear. And again, it's Copenhagen Wolves actually playing this fairly carefully on their side. Two guys at mid. I mean, this is fairly standard, in fact, from Copenhagen Wolves as well. So one guy on the A side holding solid there. They've got two guys looking towards mid, one on short, one on connector. They are starting a bit of the rotation over, however. But this is going to be Freeze finding that first shot. Kerrigan is gone from that A site, and now we see the full rotation over there. 3 members rotating hard for Copenhagen Wolves, just trying to get onto the site to stop this push from coming through.
Glaive inside the bomb site, calling for backup, and 2 people are already running in from the truck here. Glaive will pick up the first kill. Now it's back into a 4-on-3 as that kill rains in from Freeze. With his second shot, the bomb is going down right behind here. Glaive should be calling it out. Backup is coming from the middle as well, and he gets that second one. Glaive doing a lot of work right here. And it's a 3-on-3, and this one is for the map. If they can hold it here, Isak, they might be able to force it all the way to overtime, and that certainly would be exciting. Cajun will take down Mups, and it's a 2-on-2. The bomb's already quite far ticked. They gotta get in here. Even with the kits, they can't afford to waste too much time, because this is a little bit tricky to actually find all the players. Pimp around the corner, does get the spray down on Sansia now. Barry has to hold tight. 1-on-2, he doesn't make it. Pimp will take him down, and that's gonna...
Nope.
No. Oh,
wait.
That's so close.
He does
gets it. So incredibly close. 16-13. And Copenhagen Wolves will take the first map, but only by about a nanosecond.
Yeah, that was close. That's how you do it right there. High suspense situation. 2-on-2 retake in Copenhagen Wolves. Split second and they make it. So well done there by Copenhagen Wolves. Actually managing to bounce back as well after a rough start on their CT side. Didn't look like they had much going for them there.
No, but I mean, in a match that's between the second and fourth best team in Denmark, it's pretty impressive that it goes this close, right? That's still saying something.
Now the real thing is, you know, when do we get to see my XMG play?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Third team in Denmark. That's going to be interesting. It seems like those teams are so close right now.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the recap. This was a really close game, so it's worth watching some of this again here. And it's only the first of the best of 3.
Yeah, my horrid explanation there, trying to make it that, you know, that the fail in Crossfire and Lines of Fire there really just did not work out well at all for Copenhagen Wolves.
Oh my god, that is so close.
Mad hops.
Yeah, just a really fun match, and actually I would say there was a lot of evidence that Isak didn't have the most elaborate strats basically on the terror side. They went for a lot of really standard plays and still came up pretty big. So that makes me think if they have just a little bit more practice on cash, I actually think they could put up a really good struggle.
I can also show you just, you know, what a lot of just raw aiming comes down to as well. You know, it's like you go for standard strats, but if you're able to hit your shots as well, then you become a real terror. just a little bit more practice. You're right, just a little bit more practice, and you know, perhaps a couple pocket strats really they can just whip out and try and catch teams off guard with would be really big. But there it is, Cajun B with the very last second defuse to secure the first map in this best of 3.